So I'm back. I took the first step and I did it off camera for a couple reasons. One, if I messed it up, I would be sad that it was on camera. And two, I didn't want the distraction. So when I started, the head tube for the steerer tube for the front fork was pretty long, and you have to cut it off to size. So I set it up, got the right spacer set that I wanted with the stem on it, measured it, and then actually tried this twice. The first one was a test, and basically what you do is wrap with some sort of masking tape. The fork steer tube goes into a special tool from Park Tool to hold the steer tube, and a special carbon cutting blade. And if you hold the blade against the inside of the guide, it'll make a really nice round and square cut. And using a little bit of sandpaper, able to finish off the edges to a really nice finish. And so we've got now the front fork is in. We got the bearing and the bearing race in the bottom, the bearing and the bearing race on the top. Set a couple small washers, 20 millimeters of spacers, the stem, and another 10 millimeters of spacer. Really doesn't give me much room to move. I might be able to get 5 more out of it because the head tube is cut. Put on the bars and put on the brake levers. Now what's interesting about these is that it's all electronic. So these wires or cables that are coming out now are actually electronic wires. The shifting on this is just a simple button press, and I'll see if you can hear it. Up and down. The other thing that I did was pre-wire the wires. So I have one in the front here for control from the brakes, one for the front derailleur, one for the battery coming out of the top of the seat tube, and one for the rear derailleur. So the battery in this unit is contained in the seat post, and unfortunately on the NV seat posts they don't have a mechanism to actually hold the battery in there. So I did order an aftermarket third-party battery holder. But I made one out of the wrapping that came around the bike frame, and I put double sticky tape on the battery itself to hold to the foam, and then tape that obviously, and just slid the whole thing in. And it's, I mean, it ain't coming out on the road. So when we get to hooking up battery and that sort of thing, we'll do that next.